Hello and welcome to another segment of the It Works Man Show. We do this call once a month to just give you a little insight on how men work this business, how you can fit in as a man, and to all the ladies out there, what appeals to us as men, and how we see the business, because we probably don't see it the same way, with us being men. So that's what we do this call for, to give you a little clarity and insight on what's going on from a man's point of view. If you are an It Works distributor and you're not in the man cave, let one of us know. We'll get you in there. If your significant other is a It Works distributor, then that's fine as well. You can still get into the man cave. So with that being said, Corey, how you doing tonight?
I'm doing fantastic, brother. How about you?
Oh, I can't complain, man. I can't complain. And tonight we have a great guest on. I got to talk with him in Florida when I was there a few weeks ago, and, I love his insight on some things, and I think tonight, for those of you listening, some of the things he's going to say will really resonate with you as a man. I have Brent Holweger on. How you doing, Brent?
Hey, I'm doing great, buddy. How are you?
Oh, man, I can't complain. So I guess where we'll start is, Brent, just give us some insight on how It Works found you guys, because that's what I always say. It Works finds you. You don't find it.
Sure. No, I been in the business for now almost 5 years, and basically we had been in another network marketing company prior to that for around 5 years, and really wasn't looking to get back involved too much. I've been in the construction business, excavation business. I had a big trucking company, and I also done a lot of real estate and real estate development, and had about 45 or 46 employees back then. And just, I was making some money, but did not own my time and did not, have a residual income. Couldn't take off more than, a week at a time. And so we, my wife actually found out about the wrap and wanted to go down to a bigger event. And I told him, hey, no problem, I'm going to drive you down there. And I knew the products would work because I'd been on 4 prescription meds for years: Lipitor, Xanax, Ambien, Protonics, and every time I go to the doctor, he just give me another prescription med for whatever problem I had. And so I had been taking It Works products. I knew the products worked because I'd got off all those, and fast forward a little bit, I actually went and got another health screen for another life insurance policy and come back preferred, which I'd never been preferred before in my life. And of course, they're asking, what are you doing different? And so I explained. But so I take these ladies down to Nashville, going to drop them off. Really didn't have any interest in the business. I did like the product. But upon dropping them off, I thought, well, I'll go in and listen. Of course, got in there, heard Blair and Rusty and some of the, I guess, the pioneers in the business now, talking and never left the whole day. Sat there and got, I thought, well, if these guys can do it, I can do it, and signed up on the way home, and that was in July, and never looked back. And so basically, fast forward, and I sold off, a lot of my companies, went from 44 employees down to 3 maintenance people now, and I've been doing It Works full time with my wife for, I would say, about 2.5 years. Been in it about 4.5, 5. But I've done a lot of things helping her out, letting her get out of the house and go do some parties and things like that to get her started, and just kind of watching the kids doing dishes, things like that. Back then, didn't do a whole lot other than do a little blitzing back then, and so basically, almost 5 years ago, I went from that and never have looked back. I, now do, of course, the business full time, which is, a little bit more than what I did then. I'm out now, teaching other people out marketing and blitzing. And of course, we run, I run the computer, back office, and I'm more of the get out, and get in front of people than, I get a few off of Facebook, things like that, but I like getting out and get in front of people, because your passion is what they're going to see and what they're going to buy. But a few good tips, from that. getting rid of all the employees and stuff, and owning my life now. I've got 2 kids, and basically now I get to spend time with my kids. I get to take my kids to school. No more 14-hour days, getting up at 5 in the morning, getting home 6, 7 at night. No more going on vacation and being miserable when you get back because you got so much things to get caught up on. So now the last 5 years I haven't missed anything of my kids. We now can take vacations. But at first you get in this business, it's about you. It's about making money. And, of course, getting you, I got my health back, but, after you get in and you start seeing the changes and you get your time and you make some money, then it's about really helping other people. Now it's really kind of cool. Now you're hunting for those people that have a reason, have a why, that they would like to get out of their position. It's not for everybody, people that are used to 9-to-5 jobs that aren't disciplined, they have a tough time with it because they're used to somebody telling them what to do. And, you've got to be able to be self-motivated and get out and work the cracks and crevices in between your job now and things. And people always say, I don't have time. Well, when are you ever going to get time if you don't change your ways? What is your plan B to get out of that job? And once you gain your time, you will never give it up again. I don't, old school is, you go to college, you get a job, you work all these hours, but college will put you so far in debt, and then the jobs when you get out aren't paying but $10, $12 an hour. Well, it takes you 6, 8 to 10, 12 years to pay your college back. Network marketing is the thing of the future. It's been around, but you're going to see more and more of it because, the phone books are going away, the newspapers are going away. It's social media now, and that's how you build a good network marketing business. So, I just want to give you some things here. Just don't listen to people who really don't have an opinion because they're dream stealers. A lot of people don't want you to be any more successful than they are. And so it takes a lot of self-growth and a lot of, I think, attending bigger events to get that mindset. And you got to grow yourself as you grow your business and stay with like-minded people. And it's no disrespect to some of the old school people that worked the jobs and built the businesses and stuff. That is a way you can still make money. I mean, I had 4 successful businesses, and I hired, I had payrolls of $30,000 a week for years, and you can build it that way. You can build a fortune that way, but in the meantime, it's a lot of stress, a lot of overhead, a lot of just all the things that will wear you out, and where network marketing is so simple. It's work, but it's not like there's no investment. $99, you can sign up and go out and make unlimited money. We made more money in network marketing than I ever made owning all the other companies put together. And I have my time freedom. I have my residual income now. I don't have the stress, the overhead, the workers' comp, the hiring, the firing, the worrying about payroll every week. We get paid on the 15th of every month, if not earlier. It's never been a day over the 15th, and that's nice to know. Hey, on the 15th, I'm getting my check, and so an entrepreneur is a profession. I call myself a network marketing professional. It's, people ask, well, what are you? Well, that's what I tell them, because we need more entrepreneurs in this world today. That's the problem with the society. We need entrepreneurs. We've gotten away from that, and that's how this country started with people getting out and starting businesses. So, being an entrepreneur in this business is it's just a great way to make a lot of money and own your time. To be successful, I go with 4 R's. You got to give recognition to your people. As you sponsor people, just don't let them hang. It ain't about sponsoring somebody. It's about sponsoring them and then nurturing them and taking care of them and guiding them and leading them to get them to be successful. So you got to give recognition. you want a business to be residual, and then you got to have a business that has retention. So when you get loyal customers or distributors, you want to retain those people. That's how you're going to make money. And then, you want a business with great revenue, which it works is at the top of the charts for that. We're here to help people. And if you're, you can get started at first and be about you, that's fine. But you better switch pretty quick to be, to help other people, or you won't be successful, because that's what this business is all about. You want to look for a great company, which It Works Global is. We've got products to sell. We're 7 loyal customers per distributor, so it ain't a bunch of distributors buying product. We've got a lot of loyal customers per distributor, which is unheard of in a good network marketing company. So we're affordable pricing. You can't go to GNC and buy our products anywhere else, cheaper, So we got good margins. We're innovative. We're debt-free. We're no corporation. We're privately owned. And, as far as just the things that are going to change your life is, as I've said at time and time, the residual income, the time freedom. You can work this thing part-time or full-time. It's stress-free, and it is $1 million opportunity. You get $2 million opportunities in your lifetime. Or what if you've already missed the first one? Okay. This one here, I'm guarantee you, it is $1 million opportunity. It gives you self-worth. And then the last thing I want to leave you with is, when you're out there looking for people,
did we lose you, Brent? Phone breaking up a little bit.
Is it breaking up? Are you there now?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I can hear you now.
Okay. No, so be fishing, not hunting, when you're out there looking for prospects. Don't go out there and be trying to hunt these people down. You've got the only wrap in the world. It works. We've got great products. We've got, look at people. What products are they taking prescription wise? What products can you maybe switch them over to our product, which is not prescription, which is good for you? People that I find that are out there hunting and praying, that's not the way you do this business. Be fishing. We've got the product. Throw your bobber out there and let them inquire, and then, and then explain. So that's the way I try to run my business. That way, it's really helped. I know when you first get in, you're gung ho and you're just trying to sign as many people as possible, and I understand that. But just do it the right way. It's not a race. You don't have to go 0 to hero in 30 days. Build it. Look at this. Where are you going to be in 3 years with your job now? Probably in the same place, maybe $1 more an hour, $2 more an hour. If you'll take this business seriously for 1 year and work it in your cracks and crevices. I don't care if it's 20 hours, 10 hours a week, whatever. If you will work it and actually work it, don't just say, an hour here and then skip a week, an hour here. Work it 1 year. Guarantee you it will change your life. You will be so amazed, and it's such great-minded people, fun, positive. It's changed our life for the best, and I'll never go back to the old-fashioned way ever again. So I hope that helps. You guys are welcome to ask me questions or private message me, whatever. We're here to help. Like I said, we're not even on the same team, but we're sidelines, and we're all kind of one team, one mission here, and we're all guys trying to put things together. Another one little tip I'm going to give you on how I do things too, as far as products. Sometimes I don't lead with the wrap as a man. I will find out if they got a girlfriend or a wife that I can get them a blitz card to get them to their wives. But I lead a lot with the products with men, because all men, do they need to relax? Do they need to sleep? Do they need to go to the bathroom? What problem or issue do you have as a male? And then I've got a supplement that I can get you on that's going to take care of you. So that's a nice way to lead into getting the lead, I guess. And like I say, I appreciate you having me on the call. And if there's anything else I can do, I'm more than willing to do it.
Absolutely, man. You said a mouthful, man, and I totally agree. You know, I'm sure some of those things you love to touch on, Corey.
Yeah, it was good. So a few things, right? I want to clear up one thing. So did you mentioned that you drove them up to Tennessee and you sat in and you heard, you know, what they were saying, and that's what got you, you know, over the hump. Was it that what was it really that got you over the hump? Was it that you used the product beforehand and then you saw, you know, the kind of like the presentation or the faces behind and you're like, okay, look, now I'm ready to go? Like, what was it that made you decide, okay, you know what, we tried this industry before, really not looking to get into it, but you know what, I went here and then, you know, my mind changed. So what was that catalyst that helped push you over that edge?
Well, I was in the construction business, and when Blair got up there, he was a former in a construction business, building houses just like I had done. And after hearing his story, and then Bubba was up there talking, he was a painter, and he had a similar story. And then Rusty Lackey was an ex-banker, and Rusty back then was about 400 pounds heavier. And, you know, he just lost about 400 pounds. He was probably 750, 800 pounds. And after hearing his story about how the product saved him and the money he was making at the time, just hearing their stories that day, I'm like, look, so I kind of put myself up there going, hey, if these guys here can do this business and they're making money, I can do this business. And that's why I still think it's really key that you show up at these bigger events and hear the other stories, because stories are more powerful than anything you got. And if you can relate yourself to somebody else on that stage, you will get your why and your drive to do this business. And so some of the people on tonight are going to love what I said. Some aren't going to resonate with me. Some may resonate with you or whoever. So you gotta almost see yourself in somebody else, I think, you know, sometimes to get that drive and motivation.
Absolutely, man, and I agree 100%, man. And let me just say, man, you know, where I was at, you know, I come from a family of entrepreneurs, so this was not odd that people were starting their own businesses to me. You know, back in 2012, I as a man, and I've heard so many men come up to me and talk about this, but now there's no excuse for this. But back in 2012, I seen just majority women. And I could not wrap my head around, you know, like, is there a place for a man in this business? I understand a man started this business, but is there a place for a man in this business? And then, you know, my fiance could never get me to listen to the calls, but I heard Rusty's call. She was smart enough to play it out loud. And I heard him say, I could stop doing it works right now. And I have enough money for my family to live the rest of their life. Well, I was making a bowl of cereal, and I was trying to run back out of the kitchen, but I almost dropped that bowl of cereal. I said, there's no way. I said, what did he just say? Turn that up. You know, I said, there's no way anybody can be in a position like that. I've never heard anything like that, and that intrigued me. So, again, just like you guys, I agreed to go down to a green carpet. It was on Mark's Golf Course. It was smaller back then. And I still seen a few guys under the tent. It was still majority women. And, you know, I told her, I said, you know, this just seems like a woman's thing to me, you know, still ignorant to the facts. So the next day we took a tour of the old corporate office, and I got locked in a room with the CEO, you know, a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Locked privately in the room with him, and I was shaking his hand, and I just wanted to leave, and she said he likes the greens, and he knows the products are premium, but he won't get on board. He thinks this is a woman's thing. So Mark started squeezing my hand, and he squeezed my hand so hard, I mean, I was like, what is this guy doing? You know, so I looked him in his eyes, and he said, see that golf course you were on last night? I paid a few million cash for that, and it's just a hobby. And that resonated with me. You know, he was speaking the man language from then on, because I thought to myself as a man, well, I got a lot of hobbies too. And, you know, maybe I should listen to what this guy has to say. So we talked, and when I left out of that office, man, I signed up, worked with her. We were all on board, and we live a free life today, you know. So I want to say to everybody listening, who do you got in your ear? Because Rusty today is a good friend of mine. We talk all the time, and he always says, Rob, be careful who you get the keys to your brain to. So who has the keys to your brain? You listening to broke people? People like Brent said earlier who don't want you to get ahead, don't want you to do better than them. Ignorant to the facts here, but going to tell you this won't work. Well, we're living it. The three of us on this call, we're living proof, each earning six figures a year. You know, something I never foreseen in my future. You know, so Corey, you want to add to that?
It's good. I was listening in, and as you were telling your spiel, you came from construction as well, right?
No, I was a contractor with more in the delivery industry. I contracted out.
Gotcha. Okay, I got my story twisted a little bit,
Yep.
But I mean, I can basically kind of parallel to you guys as far as the event goes. Like I remember, I went to my first event 2 months into the business. I was Emerald, and I was sitting there, and I was on the cusp of going Diamond, and I met Mike there, and it was crazy to me because up until that point, I didn't know there were guys in the business. I was just naive to it. And it didn't really bother me too much. I thought about it, but at the same time, I was like, hey, I can really get into this business and really, do some positive things with it. So it was kind of on the back burner. But, going to an event, and I know it's kind of like a theme we stressed tonight, but going to events, that will help to change your business. Because the thing that I got from there is two things. One, going to an event will change your state. And when you change your state, you'll start to see things from a different perspective, right? So going to that first event is what gave me the perspective to continue to keep going and pursuing this business, because I realized that it was something much bigger than just, what was going on in my house, in my town, in my city, and in my state, okay? And the second thing that I wanted to add to it is, what was the second thing? I think I just lost my train of thought. But anywho, go to an event if you guys can. We have one coming up in February. Check the corporate calendar. There's always something that's happening on a weekly basis. A lot of the times you'll be able to find things in your local area. So that's important. And, that's kind of my biggest thing that I just wanted to share. Just like, wow, it's always fun when we do these calls, man, because you can hear, someone's story that you haven't heard before, and you can always draw parallels. So it's I find it so fascinating that we all go through the same things. Just maybe it's just dressed a little bit differently. If you came from, a construction background, or, myself, I came from a sales background, you came from a contracting background, we all were led in this direction by one thing or another. So basically you had three entrepreneurs, three traditional, I guess you can call us entrepreneurs, that, happened to, for whatever reason, make our way into this path. And when we got into this path, we all realized and saw the same thing. And there's power in that for everyone that's listening, right? If you can get a couple of people to work towards the same goal, you can accomplish anything. You can, literally, sky's the limit. You can do whatever you want if you can get a handful of people to share the same vision, same goal, So, take it from the three of us. We're on three different teams and three different downlines. You guys have been in this business longer than I have, so we all joined at three different times, but we all have that same focus and that same vision that we share, and we get that from the top down, and we've been able to do amazing things with that. So, align yourself mentally with where we are, because we're aligned mentally with where the company is, and we've been able to reap the benefits from that. So I just wanted to mention that, and also, pitching, definitely getting live and getting to corporate events now.
And Brent, you covered so much great stuff in this call, man. And I think back, and Brent, I'm sure you'll wholeheartedly agree. Everyone listening to this call, at any given time, take a walk into a Target, a Home Depot, a Walmart. Look at how the automatic checkouts are slowly replacing all the cashiers. Pretty soon, everything's going to be automated. Network marketing is the future. So many people are going to start looking for a way to earn money from home because their jobs are being replaced by machines. Don't you agree, Brett?
Oh, 100%. And the people on this call, too, right now it works global. We're going to be 700-something thousand this year, and next year our goal's over 1 billion. So as far as timing goes, you have not missed a boat. We're at, I was with Rusty on the cruise. He said we're at 1% saturation right now. And for a company to be a household name, it takes 18% saturation. So basically this company's still young, still, I mean, you've got opportunity here. if you'll get in here and work the next 5 years, it will just blow you away and change your life like you can't imagine. And you're not going to be alone. You join up, but you're on your team, but you're not by yourself, man. We're all here to help and share, and we all do it the same way. It's just some of us has done it more than the others, and that's the only difference. There's one set way to do it, pretty much, and we're all doing it. And so it's not like you got to recreate a wheel or do it something different. We're here to show you the steps. You say how much you want to make, we're going to tell you what you need to do to make that. So pretty simple. And what a great call, guys.
Absolutely. And I'll just end off and say, like I say every call, you have dreams inside of you, something more than that 9-to-5 job. That 9-to-5 job can sustain you, and I respect your plan A, but what's your plan B? What dreams do you have in your heart? Because I'll tell you, the wealthiest place in this world is the graveyard. So many people have took their dreams to the grave with them, which is so selfish. You have to figure out what you love and go after it, because once you're involved in it, you'll never work another day in your life. I can promise you that. So I want to thank everybody for being on the call. Corey, Brent, I appreciate you guys. Thank you.
No problem, buddy. Thank you. Have a great evening.
Take care.
All right. Everybody have a good night. Good night.